It's a lunch break video. Hi, I'm Ron. Going to be talking about God dreams. When you get a dream from God, how do you interpret it? How do you know it's a dream from God? Well, first off, when you get a dream from God, it's going to sound odd, but you'll know within yourself, and there will be an understanding. There'll be in your spirit, whether it's an intellectual or emotional contact, you'll know it's God. So it's kind of vague in that way, but some of these things you're going to have to find out for yourself. And actually, God is the one who'll let you know. So after you get your God dream, how do you interpret it? Well, here's how I do it. You go to the Bible. You're going to have interpretations and impressions that are going to be relatable to yourself in your own life, and they'll be biblical as well. And when, let's say, it's odd, but you could have people, places, and things that you'll know what they mean. You'll have an impression of whether it's good or bad, and then after that, you can kind of kind of distinguish, decipher, figure out what it means in your life. Like my last God dream that I got, God showed me as a swimming pool. Now you're like, okay, that's just weird. For me, and this was how it works. God will use bodies of water to represent His Spirit. And so when I see a pool of water, something that's clean or unclean, it talks about a spirit that's clean or unclean. And then the size of the pool would indicate the depth and the growth. So for me, when I saw a swimming pool, when God showed me as a swimming pool that I used to visit when I was a kid, it was a place of fun. It was summertime fun. It was a large, clean pool, and that for me, he was indicating that I was growing and that I was clean and that it was just a positive thing. For you, uh, you interpret it the same way. You'll figure out in your own life what does this thing mean? And then also biblical. It's the Bible. The Bible is always going to be our go-to as far as the deciding factor. Like if there's a dream showing you sleeping with someone that's not your spouse or you're unmarried, that ain't a God dream. And you can go like, no, I might have liked that dream, but God be like, no, that's not from me. Whereas with God, let's say you got married to somebody, uh, and that can talk about covenant relationship and in just relationship to like I said. All right, I'll give an example. Once I saw my high school, like my first love when I was a kid, and now she's happily married, and I know both her husband and her friends, and there's nothing going on between us. But I saw her in a wedding dress in a dream, and to me it talked about first love. And then it's not like I'm all weepy about her, but I was cracking up. I'm like, God, what are you saying here? It's like it wasn't about her, it was about getting back to God, first love. So I'm like, oh, okay. So you're going to have to take some dreams apart and figure them out biblically. And also, you're allowed to say no to a dream. Let's say I saw that dream and I saw that girl, the first love, and we were messing around. And I woke up, I'm like, that's just Satan because God doesn't want to break up any marriage, and He doesn't want adultery or any kind, even lust of the eye or lust of the flesh. So that would be a no go. But that wasn't the case in my dream. So now recently, I've seen some girl that I haven't met yet, and I've had enough dreams where I know, okay, I'm going to be meeting this person. I've met people in dreams before I've met them in real life. And so God is preparing me and, helping me to keep my eyes open and keep alert. So I'm praying about who is this person? What does what does she mean in my life? What do I mean in her life? I've met another girl years ago and in a dream. Then I met her in life. What happens is that her mom had passed away and she was in town cleaning up her apartment, getting rid of her mom's estate. And I was just there to help her transition from, in the season of her mom's passing, because in the dream I saw her come into my life and leave, and that's what happened. And that was cool. So up until I met her, every time I thought about the dream, there was an impact, a positive impact, a positive impression. So it helped me. So when I did meet her, I'm like, oh, okay, this is the moment. I now know what to do. This next dream, the one that I'm in right now, like I met this girl and I'm looking forward to it because I'm like, okay, there's something between us that's going to transpire that's godly, and exactly what's going to happen, not sure, but it's something good and beneficial for both of us. So I'm like, all right, God, what you got going on here? And this is also the same dream where God showed me as a pool of water, which I thought was pretty funny. Um, so I'm going to meet this person. Could be something she has for me, spiritually to help me along with God or me helping her. Don't exactly know yet, but I'm keeping my eyes open for her and I'm talking to God about it and trying to discern. So you go to the Word of God, you go from your past experiences, what people, places, and things, what they've meant for you in your life, and know that when it is biblical, you're allowed to pray into it and ask God for the interpretation because that is part of what He does. He gives us the dream, and then when we pursue God about the dream, He will also give the interpretation. Um, it's for God to give the mysteries, and it is for the kings, the sons of gods, so sons and daughters of God, to unravel the mystery. So this is more of an outline of how to do it, and not so much a direct, blue skies mean one thing and dark waters mean another. That's for you to figure out, but you can. And I would avoid the New Age sites, the dream interpretation sites that are not biblical, Christian based, because they're going to go somewhere else that theologically I'm not going to back. But after that, find the resources, maybe even modern psychology to some extent can help. And it's not all bad. Just be careful of your sources. And then, write out the dream, pray about it, and ask God for the interpretation. So, hope that helped a little bit. It's been kind of fun. Wait, and I'll let you know how the dream turns out because eventually it's gonna come to pass. I've had enough of these where I know it's gonna happen, and I'm looking forward to it. So I thought, well, let's talk about it a little bit. So you got a God dream? You want to share it? Cool. Got any questions? Hit me up. I'm gonna go back to work. Happy Tuesday. Catch you later. Bye bye.